So this is me. How are you? Welcome, 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 welcome. So it will be nice, Joel, if you just give me a little introduction, since you send me a nice happy face. If you remain in mute, I will be in mute. So Joel will be, our first intro. Give us just a small intro, your name and your nationality.
Okay, I'm Joel. I'm from Argentina. I'm 26 years old, and I'm starting to be a teacher of English. It's really good to be here with all of you. I hope I can be of help and I can practice my English as well.
Of course, welcome, welcome, welcome. For me, it's so important, this informal warm-up, so we can really combine different language skills in this brief session. Lesson 1 was a transition of basic English core, main patterns, main English skills toward fundamentals. This one is pretty much reviewing the main grammar, the main patterns in English language, transitioning to the business world, to business English, to the real world. So pretty much we'll be exploring kind of a language use, grammar, vocab, and a little bit more extras. All right, what about any other presenter who would like to introduce, as Joel did? So I have a better understanding of the audience. It would be great and helpful, so based on that, I may adjust my lesson, based on the English levels. Sometimes it's kind of challenging when we mixed different English levels, but I'm doing my best, to gather pieces that could be really beneficial for any type of audience. All right, promise. Okay, so yes, any other? Any other who would like to talk a little bit and introduce? Who? Admit, Edgar, hello. Okay, listen. Right. All right, one more minute. It's 7:09 here. I know that there is a little difference, with timing. So just to give, for waiting, some other guests who register for this class, just to let you know, I am the founder and president of Elite Language Academy, mainly in Florida, USA. We have our virtual office right here. And we've been very successful expanding the English language instruction in all over the world. We've been so grateful to have students from many nationalities, and especially in this challenging world and time. Yes, okay. So as I was saying, I will combine. It's true that this is an English class and it's a transition. Algunos pueden hablar más inglés que otros. Voy a tratar de ser creativa y también incorporar el castellano, el español como herramienta de enseñanza o de clarificación. Y lo digo de antemano antes de empezar la sección. Y como lo dije en la lección de la semana pasada, está probado que definitivamente exposure to the language is really effective. Realmente el evitar la traducción, el evitar lo más que ustedes puedan hablar el inglés, por más que sean principiantes, es beneficioso, ya sea para el nivel cognitivo, de tener relación y aprender a decodificar nuestro idioma natal, the native language, con el target language, el segundo idioma, en este caso inglés. Así que es por eso de que vamos a tratar, si bien es cierto, es un nivel básico, intermedio y algunos tal vez que sea intermedio avanzado, y vamos a evitar la traducción. Ahorita estoy hablando en español porque escuché un comentario como que está diciendo, pero de todas maneras quiero que estemos relajados, que en algo, si se está hablando inglés a lo máximo, es también como técnica educativa para que ustedes puedan relacionar. Al final de la clase, un miembro de nuestro equipo, Daniela, les va a otorgar un material, parte del material utilizado en esta sesión como algo complementario si se quedan toda la clase. Así que bueno, empecemos, creo que ya hemos dado bastante tiempo. We'll start right now. We gave quite a lot, enough time to people to join us. All right, so I want to start by welcoming everyone. So we'll explore the basic language skills in English with being exposed to the business world. And I will be using the business partner material, the one that we use at Elite Language Academy for our business English classes and conversational classes, even face-to-face or virtually. So I will be that will be my main teaching and learning tool. So you will be exploring with me some sections. I will be clarifying, I will be interacting with you, and hopefully we'll be reviewing grammar, we'll be learning some vocab, expressions, and main highlights to enhance your language experience. I believe that hopefully, you'll be satisfied by the end of this session. All right, so let's start. I want to show you two main videos. We'll talk about it because that will be giving you an understanding of the main lesson of today. So let me share my screen. Share. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, they say that you can see my screen. So this is my book. This is my pretty much my main dashboard here. So I will start with sharing this main video with you, all right, to give you an idea of today's class. All right, let's start. Part 1.
Good morning. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Yumiko Kobayashi. Sorry, I think I'm a bit early. My name is Krzysztof Grzeszak.
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
It's Grzeszak. Krzysztof Grzeszak.
Could you spell that, please?
Grzeszak is G-R-Z-E-S-Z-A-K. Krzysztof is K-R-Z-Y-S-Z-T-O-F.
Okay, thanks. Hello, Yumiko. It's Liz. There's someone here to see you. Sure. Have a seat, please. Ms. Kobayashi will be ready in a few minutes.
Thank you.
Would you like some tea or coffee?
Coffee, please. Thanks.
Would you like milk or sugar?
Milk, please. No sugar. Thanks.
Sure.
This will be part 2. Remember that we'll be exploring the expressions presented on this video. So pretty much this is an overview. It's a presentation, what we've been covering, the salutation, the greetings, the sentences used, and why they use them. So hopefully please pay attention. If you can take notes, it will be wonderful. If you cannot, it's okay because I can also share the visuals with you. Okay? So 1, 2, and 3. Let's watch.
Hi, Yumiko.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
No problem. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. How about a coffee?
No, thanks. I already have one.
Great. So, how are you?
I'm really well, thanks. How about you?
I'm well, thank you. Please come in.
After you.
Thanks, Krzysztof.
Great. So that comes pretty much from this lesson. So what we'll be doing, we'll be exploring business partner. That is our support. That was pretty much our ebook. That will be our main material, and I will be your facilitator. So the first part, it was pretty much used as an introduction, warm up, to present the expressions and items that we will be working together. All right, so let's start. So, okay, so if I am in class, so it will be nice if you are in mute. All right, so let's start with the interactive workbook. What I used from my, golden book, ebook, was pretty much my video resources, and I selected pretty much 4 that hopefully I will be able to present them to you. I already did with 2, and I have 2 more remaining ones based on the rhythm of this class. All right. Progressively, I will be using one of my teacher's resources, and I'll be sharing some articles and layouts to present the grammar use, the vocab use, and the language use as well. So, but right now, what we really want is explore the grammar, how these words were formed together. So let's start with the first part. It was done with welcome, The vocab was very basic, so I will skip the vocab and we'll do some grammar. And so pretty much is the nationalities, pretty much. Are you Polish? Yes, I am. No, I am not. Where are you from? I am from Spain. Marisol is not from Argentina. She's Mexican. Is he American? As we said last class, this is in English, the verb to be is a very independent verb. I hope you remember. I don't know if you were also with us, lesson 1. We review how the structure of the sentences in English. And the verb to be doesn't need a helper. It's very independent. You can back and forth and make questions using them. So in this case, is he American? Yes, he is. No, he isn't, depending on Ireland. So just to, review the nationalities and the way the lady, the receptionist and the secretary in the video introduce themselves, asking their names. And one of the ladies, she was not sure about the spelling. So the gentleman had to, spell the name correctly. For exercise 2, will be switch to student. Okay. So admit. Okay. All right. Excuse me. Oh, some people are coming. All right. There is something going on here. I believe there are so many noises. Okay. Okay. I'm in class. So I would like to, just some participants to go over the exercises that I just presented. So exercise 2, I would say that will be quite easy to do. So let me switch to student view. And what about Lisbel? Lisbel, can you complete this exercise just to have an idea of the verb to be? Or any other? It will be great. So right here, People in my team are from many countries. Class, I am Irish, and my manager
is
is
from
from Germany. Very good. We can do it together. There are two British people, Isabel and Matt, and there
is
very good. Is because it's only one person, one American employee, and Ryan. You know that employee name, comma Ryan. Lucia is from
Mexico. Mexico.
Mexico. And Kate and Danny
Are
from. Excellent. You did great. That's great. Okay, exercise 3. Exercise 3. One more. Let me switch. And that was also you. Okay, over here. There, let me make it bigger. Okay. Canteen in my office. So it's only one, right? So you write there is I o existe in Spanish. Okay, just to make sure. What about the second one?
There are
four
departments in my company.
Very good. Hay 4 departamentos en una compañía. So there are 4 departments. Excellent. Number 3, computers.
There are no computers in the office.
There are no computers in the office. A meeting tomorrow.
There is.
There is or there's. There is a meeting tomorrow. What about our no gym in our?
There is.
No. That's also informal speech. You know, we can say in formal speech, we say there is not or there isn't. And we can also say there is no gym. Okay. What about 6 people? 10.
There are.
Very good. There are 10 people in the sales department. ¿Cuál sería la traducción de sales department?
Hay 10 personas en
Departamento de ventas.
Departamento de ventas, perfecto. Excellent. So let's switch. Number 7, a small sales division in Poland.
There is a small sales division in Poland.
Very good. A small sales division in Poland. And number 8, finally, warehouse.
There are no warehouses.
Very good. So let me switch so we check the answers. And you are right. Absolutely. Excellent. So let's change the dynamics because, you know, there is a reading. I would love to really, the first one is kind of a reading. Hello, welcome. All right. Exercise 1. Remember that everything is based on what we watch and we'll be watching as a hands-on activity. Okay, this is the form. Okay, there is a form below. And what is it for? ¿Para qué creen que es esto?
So register.
Yeah. You go to, this is a situation class. You go to an office, you know, and they give you a form. Maybe sometimes nowadays they give you a laptop and you just need to fill in. Or traditional way, they give you the form, paper form, and you need to complete it. And it says surname, first name, gender, male, female, other, nationality, email address, phone, cell number, emergency, contact number, ID, passport number. Over here in the United States, we use our driver license as a main ID. You know, some countries have a specific ID, identification, or passport number, which is your international ID. So to stay in a hotel, to start a new job, or to go to a hospital, what would be the answer? Let me go back to the question. What is it for? ¿Para qué creen que es esto? What is it for? Choose the correct option.
Formato.
To start a new job.
New job.
Your shop.
Yes, because if you stay in a hotel, they don't ask you that much as long as you pay your room, right? To start a new job, to go to the hospital. So to start a new job. What do you think? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, excellent.
Yes.
You are right. You are right. So that is one of the first one. Now, the second one is more into a listening. Uh-oh. Oh my God. Your dog can, wants to also practice English. That's good. All right. Listen to the conversation and complete the form. Okay, can you listen? Por favor, coloquen en mute porque si no eso dificulta la audición. Okay, thank you. All right, 1, 2, and 3.
So, I just need to take some information before you start work with us. No problem. Great. First, what's your surname? It's Beto. Can you spell that, please? Yes, it's B-E-T-O. And what's your first name? It's Anna. And you're female? Yes. And where are you from? I'm Mexican. Okay. And
Vietnam.
what's your email address? It's all lowercase. Anna_Beto@adu.com. Is that ANNA_BETO@ADU.com? Yes, it is. And what's your phone number? It's 07665 674 556. Okay, so that's 07665 674 556. Yes, great. And what's your emergency contact number? It's 07855 334 212. Is my sister, Maria. Okay, 07855 334 212. Yes. And what's your passport number? It's ED 4567689. ED 4567689. Got it. One last question. What's your marital status? I'm single. Great. Thank you.
All right. Hopefully you really, follow or listened, but let me share the answers, okay? The surname based on the conversation was Beto. The first name, what was the first name, class? Anna. Anna, very good. And then it says here gender, female, right? It was a lady, it was a girl. Nationality, she was?
Mexican.
Right, because it says, I am from Mexico, so nationality, Mexican. Regarding the email, you were supposed to take notes. It's Anna, this is the underscore. Do you see underscore, la rayita de abajo, underscore. We say underscore and at, edu.com. And of course, spelling the numbers, I'm not sure how many had a chance to take notes, but that was the right spelling. And also the emergency contact number and the ID passport. Okay, so hopefully you had really much, of this, enjoy this listening practice. What I want to do, we want to skip And let's go to functional language. Because as you were saying, you know, it's true that you have the sentence structure, you use the vocab, but what about the functionality of these words? For example, it says, what's your name? That's a question. And then you say, my name. You can say, my name is, or my names. And then the way, you know, your name, Elsa. How may I help you? ¿Cómo puedo o cómo podría ayudarte? Good morning. How may I help you? You were supposed to please place them all together. Let me switch to your, and let's see if you can do this. Okay, I did number 1 with you. I did number 2 with you. Who can do number 3? How can you form the sentence? Yes, number 3, who can say?
Good morning.
Uh-huh.
How may I help you?
Very good. How may I help you? And then the question mark is at the end. Well done. And then, do you remember in the video, the lady, the secretary or the receptionist was not sure about, she says, what's your name? And she was not sure. So can you spell? So how did she form the sentence? What did you hear? Could you? She was very polite. It says podría, could you, you know? So how would be the question?
Could you spell that, please?
Could you, right? Very good. That will be at the very beginning. Could you please, right? Could you spell that, please? Or could you please spell that? That's also a possibility. Okay, number 5. To see Mr. Jones, I am here. So how was the order? Who can tell me? Who remembers?
I'm here to see Mr. Jones.
Yes, thank you. And then number 6 is also, it's not in order. We have tea, coffee, like, some, thank you. Would
Hola,
you?
mami. ¿Conoces tu queque de naranja y marmoleado?
So how would you do this? Number 6.
Would you like some tea or coffee?
And then for sure the answer is thank you,
Thank
right? And then you say, how will you spell it? W, what else? O.
L.
Yes, you say, when you see 2 L's, in this case, it will be double L. L. You can say L, but it will be better if you say W-O double L E, and what else?
Y.
Y. And then yes, in this case, yes, it's W, you know, Wally. Very good. All right. For example, my last name is P-I-Z-A-R-R-O, or I can say, yes, you know, how do you spell Pizarro? Oh, it's P-I-Z-A-R-R-O. Oh, Pizarro, yes. Any volunteer to spell the last name? What's your last name? Sebastian. Or any other participant who would like to spell the last name? To practice the alphabet, you know, this is your chance. I can correct your pronunciation with the alphabet, so feel free.
Me.
Okay.
V.
Oh no, but first. Oh, excuse me. What's your last name, please?
Oh, my last name is V.
Don't spell it yet. No. Let's have a role play. Excuse me, hi. What's your last name, please? What's your name and last name? And then we pretend that I don't know how to. And then I say, can you spell, please? And then you spell it. Can we do it again? So let's have a role play. 1, 2, and 3. What's your name, please?
My name is Lisbel.
Lisbel. And what's your last name?
My last name is Vivas.
Vivas. Oh, Vivas. Can you please spell it for me? Sure, no problem.
Yes.
Yeah, no, sure, not a problem.
Oh, sure, no problem. It is V-I-V-A-S.
Vivas. Okay, excellent. Very good. Excellent. So we got it. Let's close that. Let's have a little bit of pronunciation. Let's do to L3. We combine exercise 1 and exercise 2. All right, listen and repeat. Please feel free. This is your class, all right? So listen and repeat. If you're taking your class individually and sometimes you cannot produce the sound correctly, there is no judgment because you have full access to your lab 24/7 and you can repeat, and that's unlimited practice. What it means is that si les toma 2 veces en repetir algo satisfactoriamente, perfecto. Si les toma 10, no hay ningún problema. It's your learning, it's your rhythm. No one is watching you, no one is judging you, all right? So, but at this time, this is your class. Unfortunately, we only have one, we will repeat just once, all right? So 1, 2, and 3, listen and repeat.
1. 1 book.
1 book.
2 books.
2 books. Repeat.
2.
1 shop.
1 shop.
No shops.
No shops.
3. 1 number.
What number?
2 numbers.
2 numbers.
2 number.
4.
1
2
factory.
walk.
No factories.
No factories.
5. 1 bus. 2
1 bus. 2 warehouse.
1 warehouse. No warehouses.
Okay. So before doing this, all right, I want to stop and I'm going to share some grammar. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about grammar to make more sense of this. Okay. The first part, what we were doing is one more time, lesson 1 was pretty much based on foundation. It's true, we all want to speak English, like in any language, we need to form the main sentences. So a very important verb is the verb to be, as we discussed, and you can tell that on the first business English lesson, they use the verb to be mainly, and progressively we'll be using action verbs that are not the verb to be. Like just a little review, a brief review for some of you. This is the introduction, the personal pronouns with the conjugations of the verb to be. Okay, it's right here. The negative form, as we were practicing together, and some of your classmates already knew the answers. We can say I am in affirmative, I am. In negative, I am not, or I am not, with apostrophe M. The nationality, a person from Germany is German. A person from Poland is Polish. A person from Japan is Japanese. A person from Peru, Peruvian. Argentina, Argentinian, and so forth. Okay, the way we make questions in English using the verb to be, you know that the verb to be goes to the front. What do you mean? It's like, instead of saying she is here, she's here, that is not English. She is here. No, we always need to place the verb to be at the very beginning. Is she here? That is English. Está aquí. Is she here? Ella está aquí. Is she here? All right, so just make a note of that observation. All right, progressively, we won't have time to really go over each exercise. This is just to briefly review what we've been covering in this session. Okay, we also practice there is and there are. I hope you remember, if you were at the beginning from this session, we say, remember, there's I. So there's for singular and there are for plural. All right, so all the participants, but pretty much this is what we followed. There's for singular form, like there's 1 warehouse, there's a warehouse, or we can say there is no warehouse, and it's also okay. Plural form, there are not, or you can also say there aren't in negative. Okay, let's scroll down quickly. Simple positive, present simple possible. And this is not the verb to be. I remember that when I introduced the foundation, the main core foundations in the English language, I said that avoid mixing the verbs. The verb to be is a special verb and has a specific way to conjugate and form sentences. Progressively, we have the action verbs. Those verbs are kind of special too. They need helpers. They need do and does to make questions. Do you see them? Over here, they are our friends. Do, we use do for the personal pronouns we, you, and they. And we use does to make questions for verbs who are not the verb to be in singular, he, she, and it. Okay, and also we just to refresh for some of you, we use the auxiliary forms to form negative sentences. Otherwise, it would be impossible. So, what is she saying? What is she talking about? Lo que estoy diciendo es que for verbs that are not the verb to be, all right, we have we use two auxiliary verbs, do and does. For example, do you work? Yes, I do. No, I don't. If I'm talking about Mary, Mary works. I add the S to the verb because it's third person. To make it a question, I will use does. So I will say, does she work? All right. Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. All right, that will be a mini lesson too. And of course we have practice, but this is just a reference because that is covered, you know, in the business English A1 material that I'm sharing with you this session. All right, we also have the articles, and that is based on consonant sounds and vowel sounds. You know, when we have company, we say a company, apple, an apple, elephant, an elephant, sales manager, a sales manager. All right, so pretty much we use these type of articles. We only have three, and the in English. All right, definite and indefinite articles. Just a little review of grammar. These are possessives, you know, belongings. You know, this is my office. This is Mary's office. This is Daniela's phone. You know, this is Daniela's classroom. They are my cousins. Those are my cousins' textbooks. They're not mine. Are the, you know, they belong to them. So that's pretty much the possessive. Of course, you know, it takes, remember, this is just an overview. Esto es un tour, una introducción, pero no quiero que ustedes estén como que, ¿dónde están las partes básicas? Y no sé, no tengo exactitud de la historia de cada uno de ustedes del idioma inglés. Ahí la incorporación de la traducción y también algo de gramática. Okay, no quiero que no tenga sentido lo que estamos cubriendo en la sección de Business English. Okay, can and could, si bien es cierto es poder y podría, I could say, could I take time off next week? What about this one? I need a volunteer. ¿Quién me podría hacer la número 2? ¿Quién podría formar una oración, una pregunta en la número 2?
I am teacher.
Okay, yes.
Uh,
¿Cómo formarías? How would you form the question? Fíjate el ejemplo. Está un poco desorganizado, pero I know that you can do it. I take time off next week. So, could I take time off next week? ¿Podría tomar un tiempo libre la próxima semana? So useful, tan útil en un trabajo, ¿verdad? Could I take time off, you know, next week? Or days off? We can say time off or days off. ¿Cómo sería el número 2? There's no judgment. Okay, no hay crítica. This is your practice.
Okay. Could we meet the clients in your office?
Okay. Could we meet the clients in your office? I like it. Yes, yes. What
Okay,
about 3?
thank you.
What about 3? She called me this afternoon. Could
she call me this afternoon?
Very good. We always say number 4. Ya no tenemos llamar, tenemos enviar, send, So, could
you send me the details by email?
Excellent. Could you send me the details by email? All right. So useful, right? ¿Me podrías enviar los detalles por correo electrónico? Very good. I have this one. I have an extra day to finish the report. So, ¿cómo podría ser la pregunta? Could
I have an extra day to finish the report?
Excellent. And then finally, we say, go for lunch early today, please. So
could we go for lunch early today, please?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So that's a beautiful overview of what we've been doing. I hope you know. So we'll go progressively. I also prepared this one for you. This one is presentation skills, all right? And that was at the very beginning of the video. And you will be able to see it at the end too, all right? Promise. Okay, presentation skills, this is what we did. Welcoming, thank you for coming today. You are presenting, all right? Or I would like to thank you everyone for being here. So that would be, one of the expressions that I could use with you, because this is a presentation, okay? But you can also use it at your, in your office or in any type of situation working. Okay, I am here to talk about latest sales figures. Feel free, this is very common, right? Feel free to ask questions during the presentation. I'll be happy to answer questions at the end of the presentation, which is true, yes. We'll have a little time for questions. It says here, structuring a presentation. So you can say, okay, guys, or dear clients, dear audience, or people, let's get started, all right? I would like to start off by talking about, and this is pretty much what I use. I told you pretty much my agenda of today's class. And I also said, I remember that I typed, on the chat via Zoom, I said to you, let's talk informally while we are waiting for more guests, to join the session. So we were talking and introducing, themselves. So it was nice. All right. So that could be also another way. How you list, first of all, firstly, secondly, then finally, when you are presenting a story, a case, a situation, a proposal, una propuesta. First of all, antes que todo, primeramente, no? Secondly, then finally. Summing up, cuando ya están como que ya por terminar. Finishing, to recap. So pretty much what I'm doing, I am summing up. This is the summing up example. It's almost, we do have time, but we don't have that much time for today's class. So I am taking advantage of your engagement because, and I appreciate it. You're very, attentive and engaged in my session. So I'm trying to gather the pieces that I introduced with you so it makes sense. So you were exposed to listening, speaking, you were exposed to the language, you watched a video, you interacted with me. We used the grammar workbook together with my English lab. We had a role play. You had an instant feedback with the system, and also with me. And then I said, I don't know if we're all on the same page. So what I did is just I presented a list of these handouts, these resources to gather and placing in pieces the grammar components, that we've been practicing in this session. So it makes sense. So in other words, I've been bombarding you with English knowledge. Some of you already got it by doing the listen speaking. You're a great listener. Some others are more visual learners. So you need more an interactive activity, you know, filling the blanks, making sense. The words are not organized, so you organize them with my help and feedback. Some others, you're great readers. You just read the handout that I am going over with you, and it's more than enough. So in other words, a good teaching lesson, and you know, it's pretty much presenting many ways of learning and capturing the learner's attention. All right. So two main components, you know, the facilitator, the participation, the engagement, and also the tools that are used. It's like anything in life, you know, you need good tools. All right.
Hola, Katia, perdóname que te interrumpa, pero Joel tiene la mano levantada, de repente tendrá una pregunta.
No lo vi. Oh, disculpa.
Yes, no problem.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Andres. Okay,
No problem.
Thank you, Daniela. Yes.
I wanted to ask you what's the meaning of signposting when you say like first, secondly, the meaning of that word specifically, signposting. It's like ordering what you are going to say.
Yes, it says here, moving, let's go over the whole structuring a presentation. This is pretty much, is part of a structure of a presentation, Joel. You start, you emphasize a specific point, you list one point to, you do the transitioning, you know, next week we'll look at the results, vamos a ver los resultados. So you mention it, point, you know, what you're going to present. Signposting, we call signposting is when you know, you're more objective, you know, in an objective way, you present point 1, point 2, pretty much the body of the case, you know, the intro, the body, and the conclusion, in other words.
So
the beginning,
also,
the support, examples, evidence, survey, questionnaire, whatever you use, you know, to get the results of the support. And then at the end, you use the finally.
Okay, so we can also use this to present new content in our classes too.
Of course, yes. You are a teacher, so you can signposting. In other words, your students, you know, have a series of, you know, a situation, and then you can say, let's signpost in it. In other words, let's organize your ideas clearly. It's good for the audience, and it's good for the speaker. You know, it, you know, pretty much provides the structure needed. All right. Okay. Yes, that is. You know, sometimes based on the culture, you say, yeah, but está sobreentendido. It's understood. But in academic English and in formal settings, in business, and especially for the American perspective, everything is organized. If you visited the United States, or if you go to any part in US, everything is all about instructions and ways to do things. So first, second, you know, and last. All right. So it's always that. And then the summing up is pretty much wrapping up, you know, gathering what was already presented and finishing. For example, I will be finishing with another mini video to practice action verbs in a more realistic way. And hopefully I have some minutes to, you know, to answer some questions. All right. So you will be getting a gift, so don't worry. All right. You will be having a nice handout so that you can keep it safely, and you can use it as a resource in your daily life, work, or just simply for enhancing and developing yourself, growing up, you know, as a self-learner. So that's pretty much, you know, it will take us another hour to go over every single one. But let me close this. All right. And let me close that one too. So, and let me present, as I was telling Joel, part of my summing up and wrapping up tool of my class, designed for you. Okay. All right. It says here, I work in sales. So we're not using the verb to be, remember? When I review grammar with you, I said, okay, these are the structures of the verb to be. And now these are, some action verbs that are not the verb to be, that are used and formed in a different way for affirmative, negative, and interrogative questions. So right now it will be pretty much hands-on. It was using real world examples. Right? So have fun.
People have different responsibilities at work.
Yes. Oh, yes.
What's your name?
My name is Elena Clark.
Where are you from?
I'm from Southend-on-Sea.
Where do you work?
I work for an international company.
What's your job?
I am a receptionist.
What are your responsibilities?
I answer the phone. Good morning, reception. How can I help? I meet visitors and I give visitors a pass.
What's your name?
My name's Ellen James.
Where are you from?
I'm from Leicester in England.
Where do you work?
I work for a small pharma. It's a pharmaceutical company and it's in London.
What's your job?
I'm a senior research manager.
What do you do at work?
I work on projects with my team and I have meetings with my manager. I make phone calls and I write and answer emails.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name's Steve Wilson.
Where are you from?
I'm from London.
Where do you work?
I work at a big e-commerce company.
What's your job?
I'm a sales manager. I write sales reports. I manage the sales team. I have 10 people in my team. I have meetings with clients.
Hi, I'm Steve Wilson. Andy Moore.
Hi, nice to meet you. Right this way.
Let's go.
I check the clients are happy.
Always learning. Okay, to wrap up, all right, before our discussions and final words, let's complement this last part of the session with this interaction.
Hi.
Hi.
You're new here, right?
Yes, that's right. It's my first week.
I'm Andrea. Nice to meet you.
I'm Jack.
Which department are you in?
I work in marketing. I'm a community manager.
Oh, really? What does a community manager do?
Well, basically, I write blogs and provide images and videos for the website and for social media. And I check messages from customers and write answers. It's important for the company's image.
I see. That sounds interesting.
What about you? Where do you work?
In the sales department. I'm a sales director.
Do you travel for work?
Yes, I travel a lot, especially to the north. I have meetings with my sales team and our big clients. And we go to sales conferences in Europe every year.
That's interesting.
Excuse me. Nice talking to you.
And you. See you.
Okay. Always learning, always learning. Okay, let's have a little interaction. All right, and let's wrap up and I'm ready to answer questions, but I will also, I would love to really ask and answer content of the videos, I have John in front of me, Miriam. I have a very interesting amount of audiences and participants, for this session. Lorena, Gabriela, Edgar, so Joel, and more. So at the very beginning, it was pretty much the introduction. What else? Talking about occupations, right? Occupations. And besides occupations, developing more interpersonal skills, ways of expressing yourself and interacting with others. I always say the smile is a very international language, but besides smiling, there is a point that we need to produce a language. So there was some opening. I would like to know about you, your occupations, whether you do anything relating, related to what we've been practicing tonight. So I know about Joel. I know he really participated at the very beginning of the class. Maybe, and I know that he's also a teacher, which is fantastic. What about any other who would like to share about, occupations, whether you do, description, okay, of the job settings, some of your background related to your office, or what would you like to learn? I'm willing to help you, so and answer questions. So please, all right, I'm here. Any participant, any questions, alguna pregunta, algo que quisieran, it would be nice if you tell me about your job. Who would like to tell me about the job? So what do you do in your job? So what is your occupation and what are your responsibilities? So I can also correct. So don't feel shy. Oh, ¿cómo se dice tal palabra? I speak Spanish, and I believe that all of you are Spanish speaking speakers. So that will be, that's not a problem.
Yo quiero hacer una pregunta.
Laura?
Sí.
Okay, Laura, go ahead.
Como un consejo para introducirnos más en el inglés y que sea un aprendizaje más rápido.
Okay, I always say to my students, face-to-face class and also virtual students, exposure, being exposed to the language, watching movies, in English, in your case, also helps with English subtitles. And, you start making connections of what you're listening and pretty much in a way reading, even though maybe you don't understand, but after time, con el tiempo, puede venir también. Listen and repeat, repetir. Oración y repetir, la palabra y hacer una oración también ayuda. Reading, but at a certain point, siempre hay que tener una base, pero si para reforzar la parte auditiva y el habla, es práctica. It's just about practice. I always say reading practice is all the combination. Maybe if you don't need writing, okay, there's no writing. Maybe you are not into the writing because it's not a priority for your job. But for speaking, all right, you need to speak the language, So that's the reason why traveling is good, being exposed to the language. The program that we have is great, that I used, because you listen to, escuchas a la persona nativa, repites, grabas tu voz y luego vuelves a escuchar. Si no te gustó y comparas, nuevamente haces reset. Es un laboratorio de idiomas. El laboratorio de idiomas es indispensable en el área pedagógica, aprendiendo un inglés, cualquier idioma, no solo el idioma inglés. So a lot of repetition and self-learning, self-correction. So I always emphasize, has to be, engagement, people need to be engaged, instant feedback, automáticamente te corrigen o tú misma te autocorriges con el sistema. Laura también ayuda mucho con una enseñanza individualizada, obviamente. But also being motivated, you know. I have impressive, you know, results with students, you know, from basic, and they began really speaking less than a year. It is possible. You know, it's the time you take in the language, el tiempo que te tomes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But as I said, start from the basic, watch movies, you know, now is easy, you know, Netflix, Prime, I don't know, whatever is available, lo que esté más a tu alcance, y ver películas en inglés y poner subtítulos o viceversa. Si estás muy perdida tampoco, para que no se quiere la frustración, pero eso ayuda. That will be also, and of course, you know, taking a class and being organized in every new lesson, new technique. Hopefully you took notes, yes, for this session. Any other question?
Thanks.
You're welcome. De nada.
I know. So I want to participate.
Yes. Lisbeth?
Yes, about
your
the
job?
last. Yes.
Yeah. So what do you do? What are the responsibilities of your job?
I am supervisor in research and innovation area. I work at FAMESA. FAMESA is a company that makes explosive for minority. I don't know.
How long have you been working, you know, there? How long?
I've worked there since 2021? No.
Yeah, since 2021. Yeah, almost.
2021.
Almost a year, or almost 2 years. All right, yes. Okay.
Almost 2
and
years.
what are the main responsibilities, Lisbeth? What are your main responsibilities in your job?
Is to investigate.
Yeah. To research, you know.
To research new accessories for minority, or research new compositions about explosive.
Wow. My respects to you. All right. Sounds really important. All right. All your duties are really, you know, really interesting. Excellent. So I'm really satisfied, glad, Lisbeth, of your participation. And thank you so much for being an excellent audience. Thank you for giving me an hour and extra minutes of your time, of your valuable agenda. All right. It's a pleasure to be with you. All right. We have another lesson coming, and we will also be promoting a program of a conversational class. Okay, so that we will be pretty much letting you know, so you can really practice and expand more your conversation. So we're working on that. All right. So for the meantime, I'll see you next week. You know, next week we have lesson 3 of this new module of free live lessons with Elite Language Academy. So have a great night. Thank you very much.